We begin our news coverage with the shooting in Wilmington. Witnesses speaking out about what happened. It's the big story at 6:30 this morning.
Right now, an 18-year-old is in the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries after being shot. WWAY's Matt Bennett spoke with someone who was at the scene when it happened and has more.
It's 3:30 in the afternoon, clear day, and all of a sudden I heard 4 or 5 incredibly loud gunshots.
Sherman Kreiner was taking a run around Greenfield Lake, approaching Cypress Grove Apartments when he heard shots fired.
I thought maybe somebody just shot, into the air or something like that.
Hearing commotion, Kreiner decided to make his way into the apartment complex to see what was going on.
From behind the bushes, I could see 2 legs sticking out on the ground and could see 3 or 4 people standing around. As I approached, it was clear somebody had been shot.
He says by the time he arrived, neighbors were already administering first aid.
One gentleman had already taken his shirt off and had given it to a lady who was putting compression onto the wound.
Kreiner says the 18-year-old victim was responsive, and it appeared he had been shot in his right upper arm or shoulder area.
And we were all just telling him to relax, to breathe, that he was going to be fine because he was clearly scared. He was putting on a tough demeanor, but he was scared and he was kind of shaking a little bit like he was probably going into shock.
Then came a new revelation from a nearby neighbor.
Another lady came up who said that the shooting took place behind her unit, which was a little ways away, a couple hundred yards, and she said the gun was still on the ground.
With others helping the victim, Kreiner says he followed the woman back to that area and secured the gun until police arrived.
And my thought process was with that is that my wife has me watch all these Dateline shows all the time, is that you need to secure the crime scene. And also did not want any young children in the area to pick up the gun thinking it was a toy.
When asked why he ran toward the shots, Kreiner says he felt it was his duty to help.
I've got a 16-year-old son and a 15-year-old stepson, and if it had been my child that was sitting there on the ground, I'm sure this victim has a mother and a father out there as well, other family members that love him, that they would want people to come forward to assist him and to assist in the investigation.
For Good Morning Carolina, I'm Matt Bennett.
Kreiner hopes that by sharing his story, those with information about the shooting will be encouraged to come forward. You can do so by calling Wilmington Police or use the Wilmington NCPD app to remain anonymous. There is no update on the status of the victim or any potential suspects at this time.